Live. Hit y'all with a little bit of theme music in the meantime, between time. See if the folks like it or not. And why is acting like you don't want to play? All right, cool. YouTube says they live. Do we have any new chatters in the chat as of yet? Do we have any chatters in the chat? Any lifers in the chat? No, not currently, but shout out to Katie, aka Catherine, uh, my school childhood friend, who has been the latest subscriber to Life Be Life. Shout out for you. Shout out to you for that. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Getting applause, Katie. That's for you. Um. Okay. Got one person in the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. Let's see who's in the chat. Let's open that. Oh no, we got one person watching, but nobody really got in the chat yet. All right. Ty, what's good though? How you doing?
I am doing great. I'm happy to be here as usual. Got my Life Be Life and button on representing.
Appreciate that. That's fire. That's fire. That was back
Yes.
since the first show. That was I
Since
brought
the
those
first
back to the
show.
very first
I
show.
got a whole little thing over here. I got GNT. I got a How to Hustle bracelet. That's my own little,
I got a drawer at the crib with
yeah.
the paraphernalia. I got a GNT. I got damn, I just had them on last week. What's wrong with me? I had
Virginia
BTG.
Cat. I
Yep.
gotta get something from them. That's crazy. I don't have nothing from
I got
them. That's my
BTG
guys.
and I got Hank. So I still gotta get I gotta get a Mr. Know It All and I gotta get a tire T. I gotta get me just you know what I'm saying? I gotta get me one of those.
Author T.
Author
Author
T.
T.
Yeah, I gotta get me an
I
author
got
T.
good ones. You seen the one I got? Consider men. Consider me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I need to add one of those to the collection for sure, for sure.
Mhm.
Um,
We gotta get Mr. Know some merch.
listen, he always find a way to pop out with a shirt, a random shirt or a random like
Yeah, cause he'll go
whatever
get
for
it
the show.
made, but it's nothing.
Right.
Nothing
Cause I ain't gonna lie, he
consistent.
had that podcast link joined last time. I went to smack him
At the
like,
Talk
bro,
Heavy show,
yeah, you can't say nothing to
ain't
nobody. You couldn't say nothing to nobody. You can ask nobody else if they wanted one. Act like you don't know nobody. You know what I mean, that'd have been great for us to all show up in the Talk Heavy live show. Shout out to Talk Heavy.
shout out to
You know what I'm
Talk
saying?
Heavy indeed.
If you haven't noticed, Ty, Dana's been on there for a couple of episodes. She's on one of the
Mm-hmm.
Patreon episodes, a couple of Patreon episodes,
Yeah,
cutting up the way she typically does.
that's what's up though.
Definitely. I'm still trying to work out how to get them on here. That's they my last, well no, they my second to last bucket list guests as far as, people who I was watching and I kind of, wanted to make sure I have opportunity to collaborate with.
Have you asked them to come on?
Yeah, yeah, it's just a scheduling thing at this
No.
point. Because it's one thing when they all come together to do theirs, but to come together to do somebody else's, you know what I'm saying? Especially since it's not like physically all meeting the place. But I ain't gonna lie, if that's what it takes, if I gotta run out of space for us to all physically, meet there, I'll do that.
Or you could just
Myra,
have
top
two of
chatter
them.
in the building. Shout out to Professor Petty,
Oh, my guy Myron's here. Guess
top
what, Myron?
chatter
I'm
in the
here.
building.
Hey, hey, Myron, do me a favor. Don't get on my nerves tonight.
He can't promise that.
I got the mic tonight. Don't get on my nerves.
He
It's
cannot promise you that.
like,
He
no, that's
can't
my
promise
buddy.
not to get on my nerves. He can't. He damn sure can't promise not to get on yours.
That's my buddy. That's my buddy. He good.
Yeah, that's the bro for real. One of our, top
I hope I
supporters
see you
for
on
real, for
November
real.
29th again. Anyway,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming to the last show. You know what I'm saying? You even brought your Life Be Life and mug with you that you won from game night. Speaking of game night, because we're gonna mention this a couple of times during this show. Speaking of game night, go ahead, Ty,
speaking
drop it.
of game night, Saturday, November 29th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Podcast Link Philly once again is back. This is our we calling it next level. It's an
Mm-hmm.
interactive game night. I'm saying like think who line is it anyway slash wilding out because it's gonna be some improv. It's gonna be some live games, and the whole point is that 99% of this is the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the show and we pull your number, you got to be ready to do a skit. You got to be ready to be in a game, anything like that. And the second part of that is everybody in Podcast Link Philly that night is celebrating our own individual accomplishments as well as what we have accomplished together, which I'll run down for a second. 3 live shows. And also the first live show streaming on BS3 Network. It is still the most viewed. It is still the most viewed show on BS3 Network. Shout out to that. That
Still,
is
that's hard.
amazing. We all are amazing individually, and such amazing individuals came together to form this podcast, Link Philly. So that's what we're celebrating. And then after that day, everybody's going to the next level. So that's why it's called Next Level. We're gonna step it up a notch. So that is us celebrating everything we've done thus far, and us going to the next level.
Give it up for that. Give it up for that.
And
Taking it to the next level.
the tickets are $30. All black attire is required. It's at 1890 Woodhaven Road, 19116 in the Northeast. Parking, security. We got DJ KDL. We got Simply Nashay catering back with the dessert. So it's going to be a great time. Like everything we do so far, all the usual suspects are planning to attend. That everybody that's attended all the other 3 shows, we really appreciate you. I don't think I can say that enough, that it's a big deal to have
Yeah.
constant supporters. It's one thing for somebody to come to one show, because a lot of times people will support you the first time and not anymore after that. So we've got people who have been to all 3 shows or at least 2. So
Mm-hmm.
shout out to
Give it
that.
up for y'all. Yeah. Give it up for y'all. You can't put on a live show without the live crowd. So
No, y'all gotta be
thank you.
ready, man. And I'm telling you, if I call your number, you gotta be ready to get up. I don't want to hear, no, I'm shy. You shy? Then
We don't care
listen,
nothing about that.
we
We don't
don't
care nothing
care. We
about
will
that.
put the mic. We will have people say your name and start chanting. Like, give
That's a
him his three
fact.
minutes. Give him his
That's
three
a
minutes.
fact. We gonna gas. We gonna gas y'all all the way up. I don't care if I got to walk up there with y'all with the mic and stand next to
Period.
somebody, be your cheerleader. We gonna get it
That's a
cracking.
fact.
Y'all know
Y'all
I'm
gonna
not
get
even a
y'all three
people person,
minutes.
but for these shows,
That's right.
y'all my people, and I'm gonna be y'all person
That's right. All right,
for
I'm not
sure, for
playing.
sure.
You show up
We
and
not
be ready to show out. That's it.
okay.
That's all.
Plain and simple. All right, all right, all right. And speaking of game night, this is episode 97. That means I got
Wow.
3 more episodes till I finally hit the 100 mark, y'all. 3 more.
You gotta do that live.
And for that episode, it gotta be a game night. I want to. Game night was fun last time I did it for my birthday, so I want to run game night back. I'm telling y'all that now. So it won't be no surprise. Episode 100 is definitely going to be a game night format where we're going to have quiz questions about the podcast, stuff that we mentioned before. When the and I'll make sure to drop clues so that y'all could, get have a chance to win. Um, we'll probably have a couple of more of these as prizes, and I'll even put up a couple of tickets to the show. I'll even put up a
Mm,
couple of tickets to the show.
mm.
Well, actually, the show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll put up a couple of tickets to the show because episode 100 will happen before November 29th. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll put a couple of tickets to the show up as prizes. You know what I'm saying? I'll do that for y'all. So
Hey, that's what's up.
that'll get y'all in the building for sure, for sure. And yeah, at Pictionary. Listen, we might. I might do that for game night. I might legit have like a hangman charade, something like that to, get the audience involved. Let y'all guess and stuff. But yeah, we're gonna do the quiz. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some jokes, and a little family affair. Cause episode 100, man, people quit before they hit their 100, man. A lot of people quit before they hit their 100. So I'm thrilled to be that close to that mark. Came a lot sooner than I thought it would. But all right, all right, all right.
You should have had a party.
This
But anyway.
You said I should have had a party.
Yeah. It's a
Um,
milestone. 100 episodes is a milestone. Ain't
it
nothing to gloss
is.
over.
No, no, it's not. But at the same time, like I don't know nothing about throwing parties, man. Like I said, I'm typically not a people person. I don't know nothing about throwing parties. I don't
You
know about.
say, pull up here. I'm celebrating my 100th anniversary. I mean, my 100th episode. People going to pull up.
Yeah.
Same thing GNT did.
But yeah, but GNT is pros at that. They excellent with that joint. They are at another level with that than than I am. So shout out
But
to
they had
GNT
to
Sports
start though,
Tech.
right? They had to start.
Shout out to them.
They didn't just start off knowing. They had to start, right?
True indeed. True indeed. True
Nobody
indeed.
starts off knowing anything. You just do it.
True indeed. Yeah, I'm getting pep talk from my OG mid
Yeah,
podcast.
we're gonna make that happen. We'll talk about that after. I
Uh,
can't have you celebrate your 100th episode like that. You got to do something else. Anyway, go ahead.
we'll see. We'll see.
No,
But
it's not. We'll see. I'm pulling rank here. I got you. Even if it's
all
something
right, man.
small, you gotta
All right, we'll, we'll
It's a
we'll
big
see.
deal. It's a big deal.
We'll see. But
It's a big deal.
yo, what it do, newbies? You are not lost. You are in the right place. The Life Be Life in podcast. Yeah, 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 yeah. And you are hosted by none other than your favorite fat freckle man, your favorite coach's favorite coach, the big dog himself. Who? Coach in the building, you heard? And we are once again joined by one of my favorite people in real life and in the podcast space. I have christened her myself. Pause. Taya, the curator.
Whoa, that was wild.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute, wait a minute.
I keep on telling y'all these clips is real. You gotta be
Listen,
careful.
that's why I had to tighten that up because I ain't want nobody running with it. I ain't want
Hey
nobody
man, they
running
could
with
cut it
that.
right there where you say I christened her myself and then send it around. Just saying.
No, I
We
gave
gotta
her the
watch it.
name. I gave her the name Ty, the curator,
It did. It did.
as the live show curator that she is.
That's right.
Awesome, on point, amazing, all the positive adjectives in the world. And that's
Thank you.
just one of the many hats that she wears. Y'all see in the background, she got her book because she's an author. She has a clothing line. She has author tees. She has merch. She is a self-proclaimed self-care advocate. Self-care is Bay. Okay. We brought her back to the podcast. And I told y'all I wasn't gonna let her quit. I told y'all, you're welcome. You're all welcome. Yeah, because she was telling y'all she was retired when it first came out. I told y'all I was going to bring her back to the game. She can't leave the game alone. The game needs her. You heard?
Yo, I just said that earlier today too. That's crazy.
Can't leave rap alone. The game needs her. But she is the one, the only Taya the curator. Welcome back.
I'm
We gotta get a
back.
clap and a cheer. We gotta get both those for you because you know what I mean.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
You,
Hey.
you deserve both those. Turn them cheers all the way up, man. Turn it up.
Woo! I feel
Welcome
so
back, Taya.
special.
Welcome back. You are.
Thank you.
You are. You one of my faves.
Likewise.
We got Kenyon in the building. Oh, he been hitting the podcast when it's damn near over lately. And here he is.
Cause I'm here.
And here he is in time for the entire episode. I'm
Cause
gonna
the
give you a
girl is
clap for that. I'm going
ready.
crazy with the sound effects today. Yes, I am. My man Kenyon in the building. We still gotta do that pause episode so I can piss you off. Because Kenyon is anti-pause and I'm pause Pierce. So,
Oh, that's
you
Hank.
know,
Hank is anti-pause. He don't say pause.
you know what I mean? So we definitely gotta get to it. But let's get to it since y'all here, man. We ain't gonna waste your time no further. We are going to get into the topic. And the title of this episode is Traditions or Trauma. And I will let our guest lead us into this. The lovely, once again, Miss Taya, the curator. Take it away.
So you letting me curate, huh?
Yes, indeed.
So when when you said that I could choose the topic that came to mind was tradition versus trauma. I think us, our people, our culture, there are a lot of things that we talk about that are tradition that really are just trauma and not allowing us to heal from anything. Or when tradition is brought up, automatically somebody thinks about trauma. So for example, shout out to the prophecies, right? The last time when BTG was on there, I believe
Hmm.
somebody on the show was like, we need to get back to the traditional values from back in the day, like our grandmom and grandpop, as far as marriage and all that, right? And
Okay.
immediately, one of the women on there went nuts. What? What? No, because grandpop was had a side joint up the street, and grandpop had kids all around the city. Yeah, that's what y'all want us to go back to. So I was in the comments and I said, why did you automatically go to negative traditional values? And then he was like, I wasn't talking about nothing like that. I'm talking about, family traditional values that was instilled,
Yep.
just how the family dynamic, the black family dynamic, it's kind of been lost lately. Like we just all
Facts.
over the place, right? But it was just interesting to me that the first thought was something trauma related. But then I was
Hmm.
like, but that's what some people
That nasty work.
associate tradition with, right?
Okay.
Because some traditions are trauma, right? So
Hmm.
even in that same realm of what she was saying, um, a lot of times I'll give you an example of a tradition that is traumatic.
Okay, because I was
As
finna
a
ask.
people, right?
Hmm.
We are taught that you don't tell anything that goes on in your family or outside your house, regardless of what
Ooh.
it is.
See where this is going.
No matter how harmful, no matter what it is, you don't tell anybody anything that goes
Yeah.
on in your family. Most of the
Family
families in
business
our
stay in the
culture,
family.
right? We got it's so many secrets. People got secret kids, and that's not really their dad, and you know what I mean, like all kind of stuff, like things that
That's
when they
real.
come out will be harmful later, right?
Hmm.
And it's like, so my question is, how much of what we've been taught as tradition is trauma, and how much of it is really tradition?
Mm. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Trauma and tradition coexist together in the black community. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's I about to say that's pretty much the problem that Ty is bringing up,
Yes.
because you do have certain traditions, right? Like you have the coming of age type of traditions. When a boy hit a certain age, he gotta go do something masculine with dad, uncle, grandpop, something, something, something. Um, stuff like sweet 16s, and making sure you have this big birthday party for even for boys, for 16-year-old boys.
Mm-hmm.
18-year-old birthday parties being really, really big. um Sunday dinner, whatever, whatever. um Things like that. Making sure you check on the elders, all those different types of traditions. But some of these traditions, as said, yeah, some of them is messed up. Like even when you have some of these coming of age. Hey, Katie. Also, thank you for subbing to Life Be Life. You wasn't on earlier when I gave you your flowers for that, when I gave you your appreciation for that. But thank you for adding one more sub. We are about 30, somewhere between 30. My goal is 150 before the year, y'all. Is to have 150 subs for this year.
Is that
That means I will
subscribers?
have doubled, yeah,
Oh,
subscribers. That
okay.
means I will have hit double the amount that I did in 2 years, two and a
Oh,
half years. I would have doubled that in this year alone.
okay.
So that's what we shooting for. So tell a friend to tell a friend if they ain't already subscribed to subscribe, especially if you're watching. Also, the likes help y'all. The likes help a lot. So if you like what I do, if you like what me and the guests do, please in the middle of watching, like it because it's just something that we don't think to do for some odd reason. We watch these YouTube videos, we like the creator, we like the stuff, and never hit the like button. So do me that favor so that I could get out there in the algorithm and get out to more people. Smack the like button, you know what I'm saying? Share all that good stuff, get in the comments. But back to the conversation. Stuff like which may seem harmless, right? Like you have people who will give the young boy they first shot of alcohol, you know, well before the drinking age.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's old enough now, so we're gonna treat him
Mm-hmm.
like a man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the worst thing in the world unless you have alcoholism in your family. Like, what's he say? Let's go to the comments right quick. 80% trauma, 5% tradition, 15% lost in the sauce. I don't know if I'm gonna say 80% trauma, but I get where you're going.
I mean, it depends on the tradition.
Yeah.
So here's another one. When women are told by their mothers or whatever, make sure he loves you more than you love him.
Hmm.
That is a traditional statement. But I always say this, right? How do you go into a situation saying that somebody's going to love you more than you love them? Like, you can't really quantify that unless you're going to deliberately and intentionally do things to decrease your love or not give as much love or like when people say that I'm like, how? I don't even understand, like, how do you cut that
I
off?
kind of
And I
get it though. I kind of get it.
Go ahead.
I kind of get it. Um, Excuse me, because I kind of think that guys should do that to a certain extent, depending on the kind of guy you are. Guys with certain personalities, I feel like, especially like super generous giver type guys, I think you should be with a girl who loves you more than you love her. And it's not as though, like you said, you're gonna restrict your love or you're gonna limit your love. It's the fact that you can tell from jump that this girl is about you. You can see in the early stages that she is about you. While you're sitting here, kind of trying to figure things out as far as, where y'all could go with it. She's in with both feet, ready to dive in, and you just got to get to the point where you're comfortable matching that energy. And I think it applies to both sexes. Like there's dudes who literally worship the ground you walk on. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be the dude who they're suggesting that that's the kind of guy that loves you more than you love him because he worships the ground you walk on. You might not worship the ground he walks on. Um, so see, because of comments like that, whoever loves the least has the power in a relationship. I don't agree, but I get where that coming from. I get where that comes from, but I
It's
don't agree.
bullshit. It's
I
bullshit.
don't agree. I don't agree.
I don't think you should enter into any situation planning to do less or of any kind. I think everybody should come in with their
It's
best
not
foot
that you
forward.
plan to do less, but do
If
you
you
have some
go
situations where somebody's doing more
right,
from the
right,
jump?
but that's a natural thing. They're not like when you actually have that mindset or that's in told to you. Because let's get to the trauma part. The trauma
Let's talk
part is
about it.
normally that wife or mother is telling their daughter that because of what they have experienced with men.
Hmm.
That's the trauma part. You're
Yeah,
passing that trauma down. Whatever negative experience you had with men, you don't want your, child to go to that. So you're like, listen, when you get married, make sure that man love you more than you love him. It
That's
ain't
real.
coming from a place of what you saying. It's coming from a place of I didn't got dogged out by men. I don't want this to happen to you. And I
Okay,
feel
that's
like
fair.
if he loves you more than you love him, he's less likely to do the things to
Dog
you
you
that
out.
somebody
Ah,
did to me.
that's
So
real.
that's why I said,
Okay.
we pass it down as tradition, but it's really passing down trauma. Because and that's a lot of the issues we having right now is that people are into like if a woman says, "Oh, I need him to love me more than I love him," and then a man is saying, "I need her to love me," where does it? You know what I'm saying? And then that's how you get into this trying to one up each other, trying to hold back, trying to do this and that, and you're not going to have a productive relationship like that. And honestly, that's a relationship built on trauma because both of y'all are coming in that situation that way because of something else.
And while I think that it's something that you can practically do, you can go for that person who's, initially more into you than you are to them. Because that's the part that they're not saying clearly. Like when you say loves you more than you love them, the honest part is they're more into you than you are into them. Like at least at the beginning, that's the truth of it. That's the part that people don't want to come out and say because it sounds mean.
Well, it is
But
true, but you don't show that.
yeah, yeah, well, yeah, you don't show.
And you don't go in saying that's what I'm gonna do. That's just what happens because you're getting to know a person. What I'm saying is, I would not sit here and say, you know what, I gotta make sure that that man love me more than I love him. Because honestly, I need to love him more than he loved me. Want to know why? Because I got a short attention span. I said this on Miss Norton podcast. I gotta really be into somebody, or my the adult ADHD is going to start kicking in. So I need to love somebody more than they love me. Because if I don't really love somebody, I can't fake it. I'm not one of them people. I don't believe in if you can't be with the one you love the one you with. I could never be with just loving somebody that I'm with. I have to actually love them or I'm not going to be there long.
Yeah,
So
I feel that.
in my case, I need to love them more than they love me. You know what I'm saying? And for me, as long as they love me, the amount, you know what I mean, trying to quantify it is not really an issue because
Yeah, I'm with
it
you on
could
that.
that could be the case, right? But it doesn't mean the person going to treat you bad, and that's why the trauma is an issue because you're being told that to avoid being treated bad. But just
Yeah,
because somebody might love you a little less than you love them or you love them more, it doesn't mean they're going to treat you bad because they do still love you at the end of the day.
facts, facts. Well said, well said, well said. All right, what we got going on in the
Damn, I
chat?
never explained that like that. That's
Yeah,
good.
that was a bar. That was a bar. It was. It was. You see, I didn't even follow up. That was it. That was clean. That was clean. Myra said it's facts though. If you're I can't live without you type, you're at a disadvantage to the man I can live without you type. Now, that's true. But who wants to be with somebody who's like, man, I could live without you? Like that's
Yeah.
different. That's different. I don't
That,
want to be with
that don't
somebody
need to
who's
be
like
said.
mad. Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
that doesn't need to be said. Okay, that doesn't need to be said.
I don't want nobody to feel like meh. Now,
No.
don't get me wrong, and I'm gonna be what they say transparent with y'all right now.
Mm-hmm.
As a married man, I'm not a person walking around and talk about something I can't live without my wife. Because guess what? If she leaves or she dies, I still have life to live.
That's
like,
not a
uh,
healthy attachment.
I thank you. I don't believe that that's a good way to be because
No. Mm-mm.
unfortunately, there's things you can't control.
Right.
And if you lose that person, you're like, I can't live without that person. That's why people literally turn around and die after
Right.
they lose a partner.
That's true. Very
Their
true.
whole life falls apart without losing when they lose a partner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be that person, and I'm sorry if that makes me sound. If y'all think that means I love my wife any less, y'all are some dickheads, and
Absolutely
y'all not
not.
hearing what I'm saying.
No.
But I absolutely am not gonna be like it's not meh I could do without you, baby. I could do it's not meh. I'm in
Mm-mm.
10
No.
toes down. I
Yeah.
love her with every piece of my body, mind, and soul. But if she up and she leaves,
I
all
gotta
right.
figure it out. You gotta figure it out.
All right, there's still a lot to go. Like if she was to up and leave tomorrow, I still have an 8-year-old son. What you mean I can't live without you? I gotta live for him.
There you go.
My mama still love me. My
Right.
oldest
There you go.
18-year-old. still needs this older guy to help him figure life out.
Mm-hmm.
I still have friends.
Yeah.
I still have people who are going to depend on me. I can't check out because she checked out on me. So I don't believe in the whole "I can't live without you" thing. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Nah, that's them dumbass songs from back in the day. I can't breathe, and I would stop. I would
Yeah, it
stop
sounded good.
breathing. I would
It
stop
sounded
breathing if
good.
you told me to, and I don't want to live without you. And
Yeah,
nah, that's not a healthy attachment. Okay, you can
yeah.
love
If you
somebody
go, take me
without.
with you.
Yeah,
No,
no,
no.
no,
Leave
no,
me here.
mm-mm,
Leave me here,
no,
baby. I'm
no.
warning you. I'm
That's
warning you. Leave me
so.
here. Don't take me with you.
Hey man, that's trauma too because you that's a trauma bond. I don't want those. Healthy attachments only. You can love somebody
Oh, excuse me.
here. You know what I mean? And if they gone, you will mourn them. You're going to grieve and all that, but you're not going to try to join them. You're not going to be down here saying I don't want to live. Like you
That's a
might feel
fact.
like you want to die because
Yeah, yeah. The
you're
pain
hurt,
hurts. Yeah,
but not literally. We don't mean you
not
don't
literally.
we don't mean that literally.
No. Please don't love nobody to the point where you checking out, y'all.
No,
Please.
that's where these little crazy ass obsessed ass people come from. Like, oh well, I can't hate you, nobody can. And you know what I mean? No, man,
That's real.
I don't need nobody to love me
That's
to
real.
death. Don't love me
That's
to
real.
death.
That's why I said, yeah, that's why I said, don't love me that much to the point where you feel
Mm-mm,
like you can't live without me. Because then if
mm-mm,
we can't be together, you be like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then we both gonna die. No, I'm
mm-mm. Nah, I'm
no,
good.
no, thank you. No,
Don't
thank you.
love me to death. I don't need you to love me to death. Sorry.
No, thank you. No, thank you. But yeah, no, it's definitely got to be a deliberate turn. I did a episode about traditions with Mish. We did an episode. Well, we framed it around the holidays, but we
Mm-hmm.
also spoke on traditions, like things like everybody goes to do this every year. Everybody goes to do that every year. This the family reunions, the
Mm-hmm.
like I said, the rites of passage type things. Like, hey, you got to go fishing with Unc. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Uh, all that kind of stuff, or you got to go do this with auntie, yada yada yada. This trip that we go on. And I think that those are the kind of traditions we kind of got to make sure we focus on things that
Right.
help build each other, as opposed to, like you said, it's like I'm advancing trauma on you, and then we wonder why people are saying there's piss in the dating pool. Yes, because there's been people who've been poisoned as kids about the opposite sex. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, these women ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Men are dogs. So make sure you find you the most loyal dog out of all them ain't piece of shit men, and so forth and so. Like, come on, man. People
Well,
operate from a space of hurt, and then they project that hurt on to people that's younger than them. Much less the fact that we have grown people projecting that hurt to people that's their age and their peers.
exactly. Trauma to me is vicious beating, forcing kids to pick up on stuff that a two-parent home would be fulfilled, but because dad is not there, the oldest has to step in, girl or boy.
I mean,
Woo,
that's
child.
that's 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 trauma too, but that's kind of like the extreme
Yeah.
version of trauma.
I wasn't
Trauma
really
just
talking
has to be trauma just
about
has to be because trauma doesn't have to be something that happened to that kid. Trauma
right,
is what happened to you. And
right.
because it happened to you,
You passing it
you
down.
pass that to your kid.
Right.
Like, you're a person who had anxiety because you saw your family member gunned down in front of your eyes, out in front of the grocery store. So now, because you associate that trauma with what you went through, now when you go to the grocery store with your kid, they always got to be on the left side of the cart
Mm-hmm.
because the right side is too close to the street and where the bullets are. So now, as they grow into an adult, they have it stuck in their head. Now you've created unnecessary habits for them. You create unnecessary fears. And yes, that sounds like a silly example, but that's how it works. Like, oh, okay, well, dark skinned men hurt me all my life. So I'm going to have my nice little baby girl be wary of dark skinned men. Oh, that's why you don't date foreigners. Oh, that's why you don't, you know what I'm saying? And I'm an extreme trauma child. A lot of us are. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of us have experienced extreme trauma as kids, but it's not right to take what we experienced and project that onto our kids. Now, there's things to warn them about and be careful. Yes, those of us who have
Absolutely.
suffered abuse, you absolutely need to prioritize making sure that your kid sees the signs of an
Right.
abuser before
Right.
that abuser can do anything to them. Making sure that they know they could come to you and let you know, hey, this didn't seem right. Something about Uncle so and so seems off, Dad. Something about Auntie so and so. Something about Miss so and so. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah,
So
so what Myron just said,
yeah,
that's what I was about
yeah.
to say, right? So I got a thing that I say, and I hope nobody don't try to steal it. But anyway, if you do not raise your inner child, he or she will show up in every relationship, in every situation that you have.
That's a fact.
Every situation.
That's a fact.
Like, and the thing is, he or she is going to show up, but you got to be able to recognize them and say, nope, this, you know what I mean? This is not your moment. You know what I'm saying? And I think that will help a lot of people if they were able to do that. But that inner child also comes from what we were taught. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? What is said. Now, a big thing, like he said, because you didn't heal it, right? That's your inner child showing up. Your inner child shows up because you haven't healed whatever that inner child went through. And now you're having a moment where you're resorting back to that inner child. And we see that all the time from people.
hmm,
Like when you like certain things that people do, you know, when they react like too emotionally about something, you're like, yo, what's
yep,
wrong with them? They're acting like a kid. They're not acting like a kid. They never raised their inner child, and their
yeah.
inner child is showing up at that moment. And a lot of people think that's okay. You know what I mean? And one other thing that's I think about when I say tradition versus trauma. There's a very this is gonna be crazy. Black people tend to think that suffering is a prerequisite for happiness or being successful. It's like if somebody didn't suffer first, we don't respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like,
That's
oh
real.
well, that person grew up in
They
a
was given with silver
two-parent
spoon. They
household,
came up
or
with a
that
silver spoon in
person,
their mouth.
yeah, that person had a silver spoon, so we don't
You
respect
didn't grow up
what
where
he
I grew up. You
accomplished.
didn't grow up in the trenches.
I'm glad they didn't. Good for them. Why the hell do we want people to suffer? And we don't respect them unless they suffer. And that's not even just that. I'm talking about even relationships, right? It's like people will respect the relationships where there was some bullshit in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then they get together versus something that starts off. I'm just gonna give an example, like a Russell and Sierra, right? Something that
Okay.
starts off with him going to her parents and asking for her hand in marriage, and you know what I mean, doing it the traditional way, right?
Right.
It's like, oh, it's like people frown upon that entire situation. But then there'll be somebody like a Christian and Blueface, and y'all can't wait to tune into their
Yeah, them
drama
battle
every
stripes. Yeah.
single week.
Yep.
Like, oh, that's real love. They really love each other. No, the hell they don't. That's a trauma bond, and that's two
You
people
wouldn't
that
do all
didn't
that if
raise
you
their
didn't
inner
really love
child.
them.
That's
You
what I'm
wouldn't even be
saying.
going through all that if you didn't really love them. Yes, you would.
So Russell and Sierra, oh no, their marriage is corny. Oh, they corny. Or when Alicia Keys and Swiss B said that they don't raise their voice at each other. What? They lying. Ain't no way. No, you can't recognize that because that's not something you will be able to do, and that's not something you're used to seeing. But if you think about the two people we talking about, I believe that they don't raise their voice at each other. They don't raise their voice at all, even when they talk. But a person who has never experienced that or doesn't even think that that's a thing is not going to believe that, and they're going to talk against it. Oh, well, he probably doing something else. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the trauma just always shows up no matter what the situation.
All right, so I want to address a couple things we got going on in the chat. Appreciate y'all keeping the chat lively. I appreciate it. So I want to go back to something Kenya said and something that Myron just said. Now,
Okay.
Kenya detailed some of his trauma and extreme trauma and stuff like that. Uh, I got beat with extension cords, baseball bats, metal, 80 style switches, but I don't beat my kids like that. They get the belt, but I don't spare the rod because it definitely spoils the child. I completely understand that. I could completely understand that. And but that's the difference where it's like, okay, yeah, I know I went through this and I know discipline is necessary. I know punishment is necessary, but I understand a baseball bat is abuse. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're saying. There's certain things that's rooted in a principle. So the principle isn't wrong, but the execution is terrible. So we can't continue to pass that on because that's passing on the trauma. You're not passing on the principle, you're passing on the trauma and attaching it to principle. And then you got to hope you don't mess that kid up worse than you were messed up.
Well, the
Now,
other thing is what people always say is this, right? This is the favorite line.
I turned off fine.
Oh my God, you took it
I
right out.
knew
That's what,
it.
by who? Who said you? Who said
Okay,
you
who
turned
said
off
you
fine?
fine?
Who said you turned off fine? You think you turned off fine, but hey, you don't know because you don't know no other way. You don't know how you would have turned out if that wasn't the case. So to say I turned out fine is like, what do you mean you turned out fine?
That's a bar. You don't know how you would have turned out
I
without it.
mean, people say this.
That
Oh,
is a
I turned
bar.
out fine. I turned out just great. You know what I mean? But let's go back. That's going back to the suffering thing. People really believe that we have to suffer in order to be successful, or is not respected. If the journey does not include suffering, people don't respect it. You can look at Shador Sanders, right?
Yes. Yes.
We're faulting him because he grew up with a father that was able to put him in position.
Yes.
Like that's
People
a
didn't respect, people don't respect blue bloods. You know what I'm saying? People didn't think, people thought Steph Curry was sweet
I'm about to say Steph Curry
because,
as
you know what I'm
well.
saying?
Oh, he ain't struggle. He
He
still
didn't
had to work
struggle.
very hard to where he might not financially
His struggle
struggle.
didn't exactly. His struggle didn't look like your struggle,
Right.
and that goes to what Myron said because Myron saying he gets the concept of, acknowledging struggle because you don't really know too much about yourself if you live too soft of a life and haven't been tested. And I get being tested, but their test doesn't have to be the trenches.
Exactly.
Their struggle doesn't have to be poverty. Like
Exactly.
what Baron Davis had to go through to get to the NBA and what Steph Curry had to go through the NBA is two different things. All right. See, here we go with the Myron Reach. Here we go with the Myron Reach, man. I told you, that's why I said I can't promise you're not going to get on nobody's nerves. Jesus had to
I'm
suffer.
not
You're not
paying
going
him
to
no
get a
mind.
pass. No, no, no. But I'm going to speak to it directly because, again, you're not saying anything different than what we're saying. Suffering and struggle is not the same as this extreme stuff that we're talking about.
Mm-mm.
Somebody else's level of struggle doesn't have to be the worst thing ever. Struggle is just adversity. That's what you need. You don't need the worst of the worst situation to build your character. You need adversity. You need something that deters your path to see if you're going to go over, around, or through. You don't need to be at the bottom.
Right.
You ain't gotta be like Freeway. We got it from the bottom just to make it from the bottom. Some crack in the alleyways. You don't.
No.
You don't. Okay. So I get it. Everybody wants to glorify. These days want to be a trench baby. That's why you got dudes who came up with two-parent households who got everything they wanted to get, raised with love and care and tenderness. Probably didn't have to catch the bus until they was 14, and even then he didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
You have these guys outside walking around with shiesties on and
Mm-hmm.
trying to look tough.
That's those people that want to bind with trauma that they never experienced.
That's why you got dudes with street tattoos of streets they didn't live on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they went to private school. But listen,
Okay. Clarence,
wait, 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 wait,
Clarence
wait, 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 wait.
Clarence has two good parents,
Wait,
and Clarence's
wait.
parents had a real good marriage.
Right, but here's a great example of this, and I always use this example. ATL. He said, "You got a
Yes,
Picasso in your house. What are we
yes,
talking about?
yes.
I don't want to know the piss in the hallways. You live in this nice house in this nice neighborhood, and for some reason you want to
You want to
play
pretend you out
ghetto.
here with us? Yeah.
You want to be in the street. You think this is dope? We here because we don't have a choice. You have a choice. We trying to get to where you going.
Let's
What?
see what we got going on. Kane
Most
said my
champions.
kids are in the trenches, but they in the mud. They in the mud a little bit. Uh, Mr. Know It All, shout out to you. I saw you was in here.
What he
The
say?
line of
Because I
straw
see.
so thin. Most parents try to play both sides. I mean, you got to have a certain level of diplomacy as a parent
Yeah.
because they haven't been through shit for real. Now, don't get me wrong. We know the people who ain't been through shit for real. They show it because they handle everything poorly. People who ain't been through shit handle everything
That's
poorly.
very true.
They
Very
are
true.
very entitled. They are the biggest whiners. Everything is a major inconvenience, no matter how minor it is. So, no, I'm not going to respect somebody who doesn't handle adversity. But
Hmm.
again, adversity doesn't have to be the bottom, it doesn't have to be the
Exactly.
pit. Everybody's level of adversity is different. Don't tell me that Steph Curry didn't suffer through any adversity in life.
He
You're being a
absolutely
hater.
did. He
You're
absolutely
being a
did.
hater.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not what Baron Davis had to go through with or Steve Francis, where you had to go past courts with gang members on it. No,
Hmm.
it's not. However, look at where he is in his career and look where their careers were.
Right.
So don't tell me the dude don't know how to handle adversity.
Right.
It's just different.
But people
Those
will
are
look
those
at just
because they see the
one.
benefits of the struggle and they want that. Yeah,
What
exactly.
benefit? What benefit of the
Exactly.
struggle?
Because it's what you said. No, it's what you said. The fact that black people adore the struggle.
I don't know why.
They over glorify it.
Yeah.
That's why the posers want to be that so bad. That's why, like, you move out to the county and you see people all the time. I'm from Philly, man. I'm from North. I'm from man. Your daddy's daddy is from 16th and Diamond. You are from Yaden, and then you move from Yaden to Sharon Hill. Like, tough times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men, and so on. That is true. That is true.
Still don't mean you have to suffer though.
And I get it.
The tough
And
times
I
don't have to be
get it.
suffering.
No, but I get the cycle, right? Because
No, no, no.
that,
I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just
yeah,
clarifying. We was talking about suffering. You
yeah,
don't.
and,
Cause
and,
it's
and
too
that's
many.
the point
Yeah,
of what we're saying.
yeah.
That's
It's
basically the point
yeah,
of what we're saying,
yeah.
y'all.
It's too many people that think you
Suffering
have
and
to suffer.
struggle
Yeah.
like don't have to be the worst thing ever. It's just gonna be means it's hard for where you are in your station in life.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Everybody struggling gotta be the same. Okay.
No.
Some people came up with two parents and still have struggles.
Right.
Some people had one parent and they life look a lot better than some people with two parents.
Like Drake.
Okay, so
Like Drake.
all right, Jay-Z said it. You making these kids not to be themselves just to fit in. Well, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. I feel like we kind of got through this and we kind of going in circles at this point. So longer the short, shorter the long pause. At the end of the day, we can acknowledge and we can respect adversity. We can
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge and we can respect struggle, but we should not glorify. That's the problem. We're over glorifying trauma. We're over glorifying the worst things, and then we wonder why people like Myron just said, why people want to be attached to it, why people think there's benefit to it,
Trauma bond.
because people assume that you're this tougher person. They assume that you're more built for the world because you've gone through all that. I know people who had it worse than me and they pussy.
I
Grew up
mean,
in more
I think
dangerous places than I have, and they are big bitches.
I think a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't want to move. Don't want to heal their trauma because they probably afraid of who they would be, or they.
They have also because it's comfortable. Matter
And
of
it's
fact,
right. They're bonded to their trauma. People are
yes,
bonded to their own trauma. So
yes,
if
they
they
are.
were to heal from their trauma, then what? They got nothing to complain about.
Then what would you have?
What would you
Yep.
have? And I really believe that because if you really want to heal your trauma, you really can. The first thing you have to do is acknowledge that it's there. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to do that. You know what I mean? They're
Yep.
comfortable and oh yeah, it built my trauma builds my character. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be the person I am. And nobody. And once again, who said that that's a good thing?
There you go. Okay. You might have been way better
You might have been way better
if you could have healed from
because
it.
once you heal from the trauma, then you know who you are without it because you healed from it. But some people may never know who they are without the trauma or who they could have been or,
Who
any of
they
that
could have
because they're
been.
just stuck on this is how it's supposed to go and this makes me this person and this is why I'm not a sucker and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't mean that you might not have a whole better quality of life if you were to heal that trauma. And I can't say that enough. I
Mm.
can't say that. I mean, it's spilling over into dating too. Because that was the
Yes.
other thing I said recently, right? I said dating exposes the trauma that you missed, that you thought you healed from, right? It's like, oh, because when it's just you and you're not dealing with anybody, guess what? I'm healed,
Hmm.
I'm healed, I'm healed, right? And then you
Mm-hmm.
start to deal with another person, and the first time they ignore you, they go that inner child. You you react as that inner child because nobody's ignoring when you're just dealing with yourself. When you start dealing with another person, now all these things start coming up because you are triggered
You're looking in the
by
mirror.
certain things that you probably thought you healed from. Yeah,
Yeah.
you healed from probably what caused it, but you're still triggered by it. And I
Yeah.
think that's the other thing that has such an issue when it comes to dating and relationships is that dating and relationships will expose trauma, and not even because somebody's treating you bad. Sometimes because somebody's treating you good, and then you question it like, what
Because
they
some
up
people
to?
do not know how to be treated well.
Right, what they up to?
Some
Hold
people ain't
up.
used to that.
Yeah, because when somebody did this before, then they did this, and you know what I mean. And it's a whole thing. But that's why I always say self awareness is the key to life because you need to be able to recognize these things
Key to
and
life.
say how much of this is me, and how much of this is my trauma, and how much of this is what the other person is doing. And most times, trauma will make you say, "No, this is what that person is doing. This has nothing to do with me," when it really does.
Go off.
Wait, I got comfortable with who I am and then realized that what I was trash. That's a self awareness.
Yeah.
You have to know who you are. If you know who you are, you know why you say what you say, you know why you do what you do, you know why you feel what you feel. Because we live in a world where if you don't know who you are, the world is going to show you who you are.
Every
And
time.
that's it.
Every time. Every time. Every time.
Every time. I
Uh,
know who I am. I don't know nothing else. I know who I am. And I spend a lot of time in life saying, no, that's not who I am. That's not
mm.
why I did that. You know what I mean? Because I
Right.
know. And sometimes it don't make sense to people, but it makes sense to me.
No, I do. It
But I
do.
don't
It,
live in
it
this
make a
world
lot
by
more sense than
myself.
people want to. Right.
So I
It
try to
make a lot more
adapt.
sense than people want to agree with.
Yeah. So I try to adapt because I don't live in this world by myself because self awareness is great, but you still have to be able to adapt and, be in society as well and still maintain who
Facts.
you are, which sometimes is very difficult in this society, but very important because it's goofy out here. That's all I can say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's goofy.
Goofy as hell.
I
All right,
got
let's see
broken
if I
up a
can
lot of
bring
times
it.
because women thought they didn't deserve me. That's it. I've
Mm.
been there too, Kenyon. Let me tell you, I've been there. Remember I said that before? If I ain't cursing
Mm-hmm.
somebody out, they looking at me like, oh, she too laid back,
You
or she
did.
too
Yeah.
peaceful. That's the real thing because they haven't experienced anything else, and then you come along and it's scary. Like I didn't know this was real. Like I didn't know this was a thing. I don't know how to respond to this.
Right.
But
Right.
that's your own trauma. That's your inner child. Your inner child been treated that way your entire life, so you can't recognize anything else.
Mm-mm-mm.
Raise that
Nasty
inner
word.
child. Raise your inner child, or he or she will show up in every relationship that you have. Somebody start acting like a kid, that's their inner child showing up.
Facts.
Tantrums and
Facts to the
all that,
max.
all that, how somebody just go on a tantrum when they can't get their way, that's their inner child. Adults don't behave that way.
Facts to the max. All right, we are going to close out with the question of the night because Ty is on fire.
I'm
Fire is
sorry. This is
on
a
fire.
topic I'm
Sorry for
passionate
what?
about. My
No,
bad.
no, 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 no. Ain't nothing to be sorry for. This
All
is
right.
good conversation.
Thank you.
And we see folks is getting to it with you. Um,
What do you say? I
and
got you.
shout out to Tommy because what you said about people wouldn't know who they are without trauma is a conversation that she and I have definitely had quite a few times.
And
But
people ain't gonna like that comment, but it's the truth.
they're not. They're not.
It really is the truth. It is imperative that you find out who you are without trauma. You will be amazed. Life will be better. That's how you live the soft life, but that's a whole nother story. Go ahead.
Oop, oop. That's a whole nother story.
Cause
All right, listen.
that dumbass post you had up the other day about survival and masculine. I'm like, what the hell? No,
Ooh,
you
yeah,
allowed
you got to
that.
come back and do that because I needed more women in the room for that. I
You
needed more
allowed
women in
it.
the room for that.
I think one
Unless it's
last.
about your
Go ahead.
But all
I
right,
just
so
yeah.
so somebody sent this to me, so I'm sharing this with y'all.
This video is crazy.
Too strong, soft black man. Your plush meets soft black man, the safest man in America. He listens, he validates, and he never disagrees.
unless it's about your self-care.
He's strong, but not too strong. Soft black man. Your plush meets soft black man, the safest man in America. He listens, he validates, and he never disagrees.
Unless it's about your self-care.
He's strong, but not too strong. Soft black man. Your plush meets soft black man, the safest man in
First of all, who made that bullshit? This is the emasculation of the black man again. Then they done made a doll calling the black man soft. I don't like it.
Oh man, soft black man,
Now,
soft
now,
black man.
now we
You did tell yourself to
emasculating.
shut up on that post, Kenya. But soft black man, listen.
She said the way I just.
That's who sent it to me. That's who sent it to me, and I just found that
You
hilarious.
responsible for this, Catherine?
Yes, yes, yes. Katie is responsible for
Who?
this one.
Okay, first of all, is this a real doll?
I should hope not. I'm
Cause,
pretty sure
cause
somebody,
it's
was making this
AI.
move to make their point. I
All
mean,
right, all
somebody
right.
probably like literally crafted the doll, but I'm pretty sure that they made it to make their
He
point
said, "Throw
about,
that shit away.
the
Throw that shit away."
perception of black men and stuff like that.
You
So,
know, Tyler Perry made that doll.
ooh, damn,
Man,
damn.
shout
I
out to
need a
Tyler Perry,
bomb
my
sound
man.
effect for that one. Oh my god.
Don't that shit sound like a Mel Tyler Perry character?
It does though. It does. But see, the difference is if Tyler Perry made it, it would have been light skin. It would not have been
Yeah,
dark.
yeah, it would have been light skin. Yeah, it wouldn't have been dark
You
skin though.
you know he don't rock with the lights, the dark skin men's.
He would never make anything dark skin soft. So
Yeah, Mr. Know It All
pause.
said pause. Mr. Know It All said it's AI, but it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
It is
funny.
hilarious. But let's get into that right quick on our way out, man.
That's how
Like
society wants us to be.
it
Yeah,
is,
because
yeah,
yeah, that's very
yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah.
Because men
Like
are
of
the leaders of
course,
society. So if y'all become soft, guess what happens?
because what's
Same.
the space like what's the space? Because you hear women talking about, the need to be soft and I'll only be soft when so forth and so on. But like and shout out to BTG because I actually just heard them drop a clip about it, both being tender and tough in the same space.
Yeah, episode 171.
You so good. You
I think
so
that's what it
good.
was.
You
171.
so good. Hold on, man.
I
I
mean,
gotta get it cut because
I am
see,
a
this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Social media manager, the curator. That's why I put the curator on her name, man.
I am
She
a
is
fan
so
of all
good.
my people. I believe it's
She's so good.
171. I can look to be for sure, but I definitely
She
think
is
it's
so good.
171.
But yeah, that's what it made me think of too. Is there's space for a dude to have a safe space
Mm-hmm.
for his daughter, girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
sister,
Mm-hmm.
wife,
Mm-hmm.
niece,
Mm-hmm.
homegirl, whatever, right? But do we gotta be a soft nigga? Like, come on, man. To the point where he's just like, all right, I ain't gonna argue. All right, I'll just agree. Okay, so forth and so on. Because truth be told, as much as they want us to be that, as much as women say that they want, dudes who, argue with them less and so forth and so on, there's a degree, there's a line. And the majority of women don't want no soft dude. They're not gonna respect him. Even if they get him, they just gonna run over him and they'll get bored with it. They'll get bored with it. Either they'll cheat on him or dump him at some point. Because that doesn't work for women. That kind of man does not genuinely work for women and what they need. And I'm not here to tell all women what they need, but just in general, that's not what the majority of women need.
Well, women don't need that soft that was described in the AI.
All black men.
No, we don't need that Tyler Perry doll.
He said that's why I never agree.
No. So I think the key to the softness is emotional intelligence in a relationship, right? Like when he said, "Oh, he always agrees." No, that's not how that works. I don't. No woman wants to be with a man that always agree. Well, I'm not gonna say no
Sir.
woman because some women do, but most women, a woman that wants a healthy attachment and a
But you
well
can say
balanced,
no because even those women, like I said, they're gonna get tired of that man. Oh my God,
right,
don't you have an opinion of your own?
right. Nobody wants to whatever you like, whatever you want. No, I don't want that. Especially if I'm wrong. Like, what would be the point? Like, if you're looking for a man to be the leader of the situation, and people keep getting mad when I say this, but men really do set the tone of relationships. They just haven't been doing it lately. They just letting women do whatever and then complaining about it and just getting on board. Which ironically, that's kind of soft. But
Yeah.
when
See
I'm
how
talking
that's all.
about soft, one thing I like is a man who is not soft, but softens for me. Meaning, if I'm going through something, he's able to say, "All right, babe, it's okay." Da, da, da. You know what I mean? But still be him. You know what I mean? Like
Nah, toughen
still,
up. Toughen up, nigga.
no, I don't want nobody. No, no, no. It depends on what I got going
Woman
on, right?
up.
No. Listen, this is very important, right? Because it depends on what I got going on. If it's something like
Okay.
that I should be sad about and I really need comforting for, then that's how I want you to talk to me. But if it's something like, come on, man, you really mad because that girl ain't call you back or some shit, like, I don't want you to baby me for that because I feel like that's the balance that men bring to women's lives, right? I mean, I
Agreed.
consider myself to be more logical than emotional, but I have emotional moments as well. I'm a woman of a certain age, and yeah, that's a whole thing. But what I'm saying is that's the balance that men should bring to women's lives. You know what I mean? When
Right.
she like a lot of men will just listen when that woman is going on and on about, yeah, the girl at my job did this and blah blah blah, right? I want somebody to be like, why you worrying about that? Like, because it's not really nothing to you. And I was in a relationship with somebody like that before. He was like, I don't do gossip. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't
Yeah,
need
I'm
my
there.
man to be my girlfriend.
Excuse me.
And Ayala said that one day. She said a lot of women try to turn their men into their
Into their
girlfriends.
girlfriends.
Like,
Yes, they
and this gonna get
do.
me in trouble. You know, they're gonna say, "Oh, she being a pick me," but as my shirt say, I'm not a pick me, but you should pick me. I Mr. Know say this all the time. That I am too considerate, right? Because what I'm
Hmm.
about to say, you might have never heard a woman say. I'm not one of them women that will force a man to go to the movies with me to watch some girly movie that I want to see. That's what I
Okay.
got girlfriends for. I don't
Right.
need him to go see Sex in the City with me. Why? This is what I have girlfriends for. And I feel like a lot of times women are trying to turn their man to their girlfriend as far as gossiping with them or clocking tea or whatever it is that people say, like, yeah, we can have a discussion, but we're not about to sit for cackling like hens with my man. That's not my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do with my girlfriends. So my definition of soft is like if it's something like I'm really going through and I just really need him, to hear me or just rub my back about it or whatever. That's the softness I'm talking about. But if I'm on bullshit, tell me I'm on bullshit. Don't be soft then. Don't just be like, well, I don't want to tell her she on bullshit because I don't want. No, this is what I need your role to be in my life and vice versa.
Okay, I respect that. I respect
Yeah.
that. Mara said, "It sounds like you prefer a warrior in the garden over the gardener in the war." Well, yeah, she should, as she should.
What the fuck I want a gardener in the war for? What the hell is a what?
But
Well, oh,
as
wait,
she
wait, wait,
should.
wait, wait, wait. What is a gardener gonna do in the war? Cut the grass? No, I don't need somebody to cut the grass. The fuck? If we in the war, I need the warrior. I ain't never seen a gardener take nobody out in the war. It's the warrior that takes people out.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You got the wrong one, Marvin. You thought that was
That's a
gonna
fact.
go over my head. No.
Nah, nah, nah. He might have been giving you. He might have been giving you credit on that one. You
Oh
know what
man,
I'm
I don't
saying?
know. You just never know with Myron. You know what I'm
You
saying? I gotta
never
be
know with
prepared.
Myron. That's a fact. That's a
I
fact.
gotta be a warrior in the garden with Myron. I can't be a gardener in the war with Myron.
Oh man.
So what did you feel about that?
Like I laughed because it's women must begin to recognize when they're on bullshit. Absolutely. I mean,
But men have to
accountability
tell
and
them. Men have. I keep hearing men say this, right?
women have to listen.
No,
Women
no,
have to
no. Listen,
listen
listen. No,
because
women.
let me tell you, men get tired of telling anybody the same shit. Even with our homeboys, if we done told you you making the wrong move 4 different times, after the fifth time, go ahead and make the move, my nigga. I'll see you if you survive it. If you, I'll see you if you
Well,
survive this move. But I told you because I care about you. I told you because I love you. I told you because I want the best for you. But the fact of the matter is,
you
I
don't need
can't
me.
control you, and
You
you
don't
gonna
need
do
me
what
to.
you want to do
You don't need me to tell you
when
when
you're
you're
being
being
purposely
purposely
unreasonable.
unreasonable. So
Okay, that's a thing. That
I
is a
get
thing.
that. I get that, but let's have a real conversation because this is
Let's
what
have a
I
real
mean when I'm
conversation.
saying men set the tone for relationships. Now, if you're telling me like, yo, stop going to this place or whatever, and I'm like, no, I want to go, I keep going. That's one thing, right? But if
Okay.
I'm doing something, shut up, Myron. If I'm doing something that directly affects you, you do need to keep telling me. And then if I don't listen, then you need to do something else that makes me listen. And if that don't make me listen, then that means this woman doesn't respect you and you need to keep it moving. So that's what I mean when I'm saying setting the
No,
tone.
what's going to happen is a dude going to stop talking to you, and he's going to start
Yeah.
moving. He's
But
going to
that's what
stop
I just
talking to you,
said.
and he's going to start moving.
That's what I just said. That's what I sometimes that's all that people understand. So and if they don't understand that, then they don't really want to be there. We go back to what we said at the beginning of who loves who more. Because if she respects you and you're telling her that what she's doing is hurting you or bothering you or it's this is something that you need and it just keep being ignored, that's a different conversation. But suffering in silence is not an option. And we bringing this full circle. You don't got to suffer in any situation. Suffering in silence is not peace, it's suffering.
That's true. It's definitely not peace. It's definitely not
But
peace. But
people
what it
think that, oh,
also,
I'm just not going to say nothing to keep the peace, but
yeah,
you're suffering.
because you're suffering, but like, do you want to make your suffering
Shut
worse?
up, Keith.
Talking to somebody who's not finna listen,
Hey,
and
man.
the answer is
Hey,
no. And the
nobody want
answer
to,
is
y'all
no.
want to listen to me. He
I
sound
don't. I
funny
don't.
with that. Like, hey, man.
I don't talk to. I'm not going to talk to a wall. I'm not going to talk to a wall. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Like there's certain things where yeah, like we have to, like you said, we have to have a conversation about. But after you decide that you're gonna continue to keep, making this poor decision, whatever it is, and it somehow impacts me, you'll see how I move different.
Right. But that's what I was saying. Some people don't move different, they just take it.
I
I'm
like
saying don't take it. Because
I
that to me
respect
is
that.
suffering in silence.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, you know how you
That's
kept
punishing
saying,
yourself.
remember that post that kept going around like men don't have nobody cares about men feelings, this and this and
Yeah,
that. That's the situations y'all are allowing yourself to be in. It is what it is. I'd say that to anybody because you can leave. You can move on. If somebody doesn't
yeah.
respect you, your feelings don't matter, they're
But
not treating you right, you don't gotta stay.
no, you don't. But it doesn't mean that you're not still experiencing the fact that people don't care. Now,
No, no,
me, I'm
no. I'm
blessed.
not.
I
Yeah,
have
I'm not
people that
saying
care.
that. No, no,
I
no.
have
Of
people that care,
course.
but I'm with you, and
Yeah.
that's why, like, when people say, "Oh, well, don't tell anybody." No, no, I'm not co-signing that. Keep your
Mm-mm.
feelings in, keep them to yourself. No,
Mm-mm.
no,
Mm-mm.
find your tribe, find the people who do care because they exist.
That's that tradition versus trauma. because that's what we
Yep.
taught. And men are especially taught that feelings.
Yes.
You got no
Yes.
feelings. What are you talking
Yes.
about? You ain't got no
Yes.
PTSD. What is that? You a man. That stuff don't exist. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's one of the traditions. That's why a lot of us are so messed up, especially men from little boys. Oh, you hurt your knee. You ain't supposed to cry. Get up. It could be
Yep.
bleeding. You could be bleeding all down your leg. They clean it up and be like, you all right, but it's still hurting. But you ain't allowed to say it's hurting, and that carries over into adult men. They go that inner child
Facts.
again. They go that inner child. That inner
Facts.
child says, "Oh, I ain't allowed to feel no emotion in this situation because I couldn't feel no emotion when I was a kid."
Yeah. And even that, like, or I can't talk to such and such because it's gonna get thrown back in my face, just like it did when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or just like, you know what I mean? Just like it did when I was with this girl. Just like it did when, I tried to talk to my mom or my aunt or whoever. So yeah,
But that's why the
holding on to
self
these traumatic
awareness.
experiences without healing, it sets you up.
But
It
that's
sets
why the
you up.
self awareness is important as well, right? Because you
True.
know how, damn, I'm breaking all kind of girl code today. But listen, right? You know how, like, let's
That's
say,
another conversation, Myron. That is another conversation that we don't have enough time for tonight. Because I'm trying not to make the episodes too long. I know back in the day I used to do 2-hour episodes and shit,
well, we
but I'm
ain't even
trying
at
to
two
tighten up.
hours.
I'm trying to
We nowhere
tighten
near
up. I
there.
don't even really want the hours to be the shows to be at an hour and a half. I'm really trying to get to the point of having clean 60-minute, maybe 65-minute
Oh, I'm glad Mr.
episodes.
Know It All is on here to hear that.
Listen, no, I ain't speaking for nobody else. I ain't
I'm
speaking
just
for
saying, because
nobody
I
else.
be I be trying to tell him that no more than an hour and a half. You know what
Cause,
I'm saying?
cause his
But
joint be his shit be cracking. His shit is going. His shit is winning. I got to do more to elevate mine, and I think that getting things maybe in a more neat package is gonna benefit
in
this
the what?
situation. In a pause. In a more in a in a more in a smaller space. Get more done in a shorter time. And then I think also that has people wanting to come back for more conversation. So
Yeah,
yeah,
well, I mean, I don't think we had an hour and a half yet because we started a little late.
no,
But
no, no. We at I'll be
oh
checking the
yeah,
clock the whole
okay,
time.
you're
So
at
we almost at an
112.
hour and 15. Yeah,
So what I would say is this about self awareness, right?
wrap
Because
us up. Wrap us up.
one of the
Pause.
reasons why I say self awareness is key is because when you know who you are, nobody can tell you who you are. So I give you an example. Like, you know how somebody do something wrong and then you say something about it and they be like, you
Hmm.
just saying that because you're insecure.
Yeah,
If I'm not saying,
yeah.
no, listen, if I'm not saying it because I'm not insecure, you're not about to use that. Because
Facts.
I know, I will own any insecurity that I have. You know what I'm saying? So if I know I'm not what you're doing is wrong, and I'm saying it to you because you're wrong, and not because I'm insecure, you're not about to use that. And the only way that people get away with that, men and women, is because people don't know who they are.
Facts. Because the truth is that person is dealing with insecurities, and it's not that's why they said that they're dealing with insecurities.
That's right.
That's why it worked.
That's why it worked.
That's why that line worked.
That's
And
why
you're
that line
preying on
worked.
those insecurities.
You're preying on my insecurities, but at the end of the day,
Gaslighting, top tier gaslighting.
like if I catch a man inboxing somebody talking crazy, right? And I say something about it, oh, like on Baby Boy, oh, don't be so insecure, Yvette. No, that nigga was wrong. It ain't that she was insecure, he was wrong. But
Right.
he used that to manipulate the situation and to
Yes.
pushing it back on her. And people do that a lot.
All
So
the
self
time.
awareness, like I'm like, no, I'm not saying this to you because I'm insecure. I'm saying this to you because this is disrespectful and this is something that you shouldn't be doing. This has nothing
Facts.
to do with me and my whatever
I know
insecurities
exactly
they
what
might
my issues
have.
are. Right.
Thank you. So
Right.
self awareness is the key to life. Raise your inner child because he or she will show up in whatever relationship you have.
Taya said it.
I'm here all
Taya
week.
said it.
I've been
Yeah.
on tour
Damn
this
it.
week.
Taya the curator has been on one all week long. Various podcasts. Taya Tuesday thoughts. Those are on Profit. See with Profit. And Life Be Lifing. Kicking ass on every pod. Now, granted, she said a
Amen.
lot of things I disagree with last night about a certain topic. But we ain't got time for that.
No.
We ain't got time for that.
No,
We ain't got time for
please.
that.
I
So
literally
we're not
cannot
gonna get into
talk
that.
about that anymore. I'm serious. I can't. I really can't. And I will not.
Oh man, but
Cause my defense is never of a person. I don't like false narratives, and I don't like projection, and it's been a lot of that. So I'm just gonna leave it there.
there is something that you're gonna have to come back and I'm gonna have to see if I can get some more ladies to commit because your theory about girls liking dudes at the beginning, I gotta put that to the test. I gotta see
Oh, when
how
I said
many people will agree
we
with
don't
you.
like, they not gonna say it. See, I'm willing to break
You-
girl code. A lot of
That
women are
I
not.
got to see. I got to find out for myself. I
A
got
lot of
to
women
see
are
it.
not.
I got to see it. I
They
got
might.
to
They,
see it
I
for
don't know. If
myself.
I set the tone, they might feel
That's what I'm saying.
comfortable.
Because y'all like to cook up.
But
Women
I
like to
don't
be bold when
know.
they got women like to be bold when they got when they feel like it's strength in numbers. I mean, most people in general, appreciate
I've been
strength in
breaking
numbers.
girl code all week,
You
and
have,
I'm about to be
you
labeled
have.
as a pick me. But guess what? My self awareness knows that I'm not a pick me, so I don't really care. I'm just more logical than emotional, and I just see things as a whole, and I see where the issues are on both sides,
Hmm.
and it's time to. This is why this gender war is not ending because nobody wants to fix their
Facts,
side. So
facts. Nobody want to clean things up
I'm
on
gonna
their
fix
own
both
side.
sides. How about that?
Okay, big talk, big talk. Both sides. That's how you feel.
I'm declaring it a draw, like my shirt says.
Hey man, Ty's been
Black
excellent.
men versus black women equals draw.
That's a
That's an
fact.
author
It's a lose
T.
lose.
That's
Nobody
an author
wins.
T.
That's an author T.
Black men
That's an
versus black
author
women equals
T.
draw. Yeah.
That's a fact. Man, I appreciate you and all your support of everybody in
Of
Podcast Link
course.
Philly. Your long-standing support of
Absolutely.
Life Be Life, and man.
I'm a lifer. I'm a lifer.
Facts, facts, and
You know what I'm
just
saying?
like I said, me as a person outside of podcasting, I just
Absolutely.
appreciate those conversations as
Mm-hmm.
well. Um, Before we close out, of course, let the people know where they can find you. And for the people who wasn't here at the beginning, go ahead and mention the show again. Come on.
All right, it's not going to be as long of a spill this time, but 51 to 49. Oh my God, shit is a draw, dog. Anyway, this one, all right. Once again, I'm Taya, the curator, as my guy Nah has named me, and I have coined that name. I'm using it from now on because it applies in every way. Um, You can follow me on Instagram at Just Taya Brand LLC, JustTyaBrand LLC. Follow Podcast Link Philly, PodcastLink Author Tees is AuthorTees. Saturday, November 29th, Podcast Link Philly is having an interactive game night celebration, kind of who lies it anyway, / wilding out. And then we are each celebrating our individual accomplishments as well as our accomplishments as Podcast Link Philly. It's going to be at 1890 Woodhaven Road. Tickets are $30, all black attire. Link is in the bio of the Podcast Link Philly page on Instagram. It's on Eventbrite. We just want to have a good time. We got DJ KDL, we got Keith with the Cakes, and all the usual suspects from Podcast Link Philly. Drop the mic, Dana. Lord only knows what she's going to say in one of the skits or one of the games. So make sure y'all in the building for that because you just never know. And
Never know.
also the ladies are coming out with our own podcast soon. We do have a name, but we kind of want to announce it in a different way. So
Oh,
um,
another Life Be Life and exclusive. Let's go.
yeah, so the ladies, the three of us have an episode coming out. I took over the Mr. Know It All podcast for episode 214. I hosted. I sat in his seat.
Let's
I curated.
go.
I curated and hosted the episode. So that will be dropping next Wednesday. It was me, Dana, and Star. Sunny is with us as well, but she wasn't here that day. But she's a part of us as well. Wait till y'all see that episode. And just so y'all know, for the month of October, Mr. Know-It-All is doing female content for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Make sure if you're over 40, you go and get your mammograms because early detection is key. Don't listen to these traditions that say that we don't go get mammograms and all this nonsense. No, breast cancer is real and early detection is key.
That's right. Save the titties.
Yeah, save the titties. And yeah. So yeah, that's what's going on over there. That episode will be out next week, episode 214. And yep, we're doing all females. They have Vibrations podcast. Shout out to them.
Shout out to
They're
them.
actually on episode 213. That episode is streaming right now, curated by yours truly. And
Shout out to them.
yes, so yeah,
Y'all saw them not too long ago here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I ain't
they
trying to be like
lifers.
Ray J. I had it first, but you know. Shout out to my girls from Vibrations, man. Thick Nubia Goddess and Jay Shireen.
Now.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to my dogs.
Now, I don't know about what you just
Shout out
said.
to my dogs. Shout out to my dogs.
People be looking for a tape. Nah, I'm such
Hey, listen, I need to go viral. They can have that one. If they want to take that and run with it, you know what I mean? They can have that one. Folks should know better. Folks should know me better than that. But if they want to take that and run with that, whoever want to clip it, hey, just tag me and make sure you spell my name right.
I know that's right. Period. Hey, I'm talking about. I like that energy.
At the end of the day,
I like that energy.
people gonna believe what they want to believe about you.
That part, self-awareness.
Facts. I about to say at the end of the day, I know who Nah is.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
That's right. I know who Nah is too.
Word. And so do y'all, lifers. Fuck with y'all.
That's what they said. Shut up.
That's what they said.
Shut up.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. That's what they
see.
said.
But that's how this whole podcast link thing worked. They was.
That's how it's supposed to work.
Mr. Know-It-All.
That's a fact.
Hey,
you'll see him somewhere else.
That's
you
right.
know what I mean.
I better see him on the 29th. I know that. Anyway.
Yeah. We put Jay Shari will be out of commission due to some medical procedures, but you know we'll put pressure on Portia to show up.
Well,
sure,
yeah, I think
sure.
she said she was though.
Minute.
Wait, my divorce is final. Myron, hey Myron,
put your
wait.
Hey, she's talking about stuff.
Wait,
pull up from 40. Pull up from 40, Myron.
Myron, your DMs is not open. Stop lying.
Pull up from 40, Myron.
And that's all I'm gonna say. Your DMs is not open.
Pull up. Let's go. I got my basketball on the side. Shoot, nigga, shoot.
Hey, listen. Myron, would you be open to doing a dating show?
Oh shit! Look at what we got going on at Life Be
I'm just
Life.
saying that would be fire.
Look at what we got going.
We get 3 ladies that don't watch the show. 3 ladies that don't watch the show.
You gotta let me host it. Y'all gotta let me host that. I need parts.
Oh,
I need parts.
We get 3 ladies.
Need parts.
All right, wait. You can host it, right? But I'm gonna make up the questions.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Right.
You down, Myron? You down,
That's
Myron?
fine.
We call it dating Myron.
Dating my.
See, that's why I'm tired of curator. I just curated the whole thing.
Y'all see that? Right before y'all very eyes. She went to work right before y'all very fucking eyes and ears. Come on, man. Man.
We're gonna make it happen, Myron. We're gonna do that for real. Why do you keep saying I'm on some bullshit? See, that's why I said it gotta be somebody that don't watch the show. Because somebody that watch the show is gonna be like,
Facts. We can't let nobody who watched the show already well against you. We're gonna have to scope out some Jones.
All right, he said let's
set it up. Ball game, we ball. Oh my God, we ball. Let's go. Check rock.
Wait, no. Marion Myron.
Marion Myron is crazy. Hey, yo, we are.
Well, it's not going to be. Hold on, it's not going to be in person, Keith. We talking about virtual, right?
He said you gotta be blindfolded. Yeah, virtual will probably make the most sense. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, mm, do we want to do it in person?
I mean, we can. You could
I
do it
think
in
maybe in
conjunction.
person might be a little bit
Wait,
better.
wait, wait, wait. You could do it in conjunction with your 100th episode. I told you it gotta be in person. Yeah, I'm not doing
Oh
it.
man.
Just saying.
Oh man. That I ain't gonna lie. That might be lit. I ain't gonna lie. That might be lit to do. That's something different. Uh.
But you know what? We might have to do speed dating for Myron because if he talk too long, these women gonna get
Oh
upset.
shit. We got my boy Rashard McCants. This is off the mud. We got a rap on that note. We got a rap on that note. Oh my god. On behalf of A.CIE, my brother, that's who we always be. On behalf of the sponsor, Keish with the Cake, aka Denver Mom, the owner of Simply the Shake Catering. On behalf of BB the Goddess, on behalf of the lifers, all of you, on behalf of Taya the Curator. Thank you all for showing up tonight. Shout out to, I'm gonna name y'all name by name. Of course, Myron, the top chatter, Catherine, aka Katie. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Kenyon, Mr. Know It All, Tommy. Who else? Did I miss anybody else? I want to make sure I got everybody. I think so far I got everybody, but I feel like it's somebody else I might be missing. Nope, that's everybody so far. But thank you all for showing up tonight. As I always say, be patient, be careful, be smart, be respectful, be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people make that impossible. Forget about them people. But make sure every single day, y'all, to take the time out to be kind to yourselves because you cannot pour out of an empty cup. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. This shit was lit. Y'all got a whole bunch of exclusive shit at the end. I might fuck around and go ahead and cut that out to make that some exclusive shit that y'all have to. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Meantime, between time, y'all have a great night. We love y'all. Take care of yourselves. And we'll see y'all on the next one.